Hi, welcome to On This Day in Tudor History with me, Claire Ridgway, author of On This Day in Tudor History. Now, where am I taking you back to today? Well, let's see. On this day in history, the 18th of February 1612, Italian banker Roberto di Ridolfi died in Florence in Italy, aged 80. Why am I mentioning Roberto di Ridolfi when he was Italian and he died in 1612, you might be wondering? Well, because he was also a conspirator and is known for his Ridolfi Plot against Queen Elizabeth I. Let me tell you a bit more about this plot. The Ridolfi Plot's aim was to launch a Spanish invasion of England to depose Queen Elizabeth I, replace her with Mary Queen of Scots, and restore Catholicism in England. Ridolfi, who'd been based in London since 1562 and who'd worked for men like William Cecil, Lord Burleigh, as a financial agent, had been involved in plans to remove Elizabeth before. He'd been arrested and interrogated by Sir Francis Walsingham, the Queen's spy master, in 1568 after being implicated in the Northern Rebellion after the Pope had asked him to distribute money to the Northern lords opposing Elizabeth. The rebellion failed and Ridolfi was released as no firm evidence of financial support for the rebellion could be found against him. Those who were involved in the plot which Ridolfi hatched this time round include King Philip II of Spain, Pope Pius V, the Duke of Alba, who was leader of the Spanish troops in the Netherlands, John Leslie, Bishop of Ross, who was Mary Queen of Scots' agent, the Spanish ambassador Guerrero de Espes del Valle, Thomas Howard, 4th Duke of Norfolk, who was to marry Mary Queen of Scots, and Mary herself, who gave consent to the plot against Elizabeth. Ridolfi was in the perfect position to hatch a plot because he had banking connections and could use his banking travels as a cover for conspiring with the Spanish king, the Pope, and the Duke of Alba on the continent. Fortunately for Elizabeth, she had an amazing network of spies, and so she received advance warning of the plot. Ridolfi had also bragged about the plot to the Grand Duke of Tuscany, who passed the information on to Elizabeth. In April 1571, Ridolfi's messenger, Charles Bailey, was apprehended while carrying letters at Dover. He was interrogated and tortured until he gave up information, including the cipher used for the correspondence. In August 1571, more correspondence, along with £600 in gold, made its way into the Crown's possession when Draper Thomas Brown, who'd been employed by the Duke of Norfolk's secretaries to take a bag to one of Norfolk's agents in the north, became suspicious and reported the bag to William Cecil, Lord Burleigh, Elizabeth's chief advisor. Norfolk's secretaries were interrogated, and when Howard House, Norfolk's home, was searched for a cipher to help decipher the letters, a letter from Mary Queen of Scots in cipher was found. Further members of Norfolk's household were interrogated, and Norfolk was also arrested. He was executed for treason in June 1572. The Spanish ambassador was expelled from England, but Ridolfi, who hadn't been in England when the plot was uncovered, escaped punishment and continued working for the Pope as a special envoy. Mary Queen of Scots was kept under closer surveillance. So, Roberto Ridolfi may have been involved in a plot to depose Elizabeth I, but he died a natural death at the grand age of 80. Lucky man. Also on this day in Tudor history, the 18th of February 1516, Queen Mary I was born. Find out more about her birth, baptism, and some of her achievements as Queen in last year's video, which I'll give you a link to. Thank you for joining me. You can subscribe by clicking around about there. You can hit the bell to be notified as these videos go live. You can give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.